Good evening. I'm Jamie Shifley and you are at home with the dietitian. Tonight it is very hot still here in Wisconsin, where I'm up in Wisconsin now, and we're going to be grilling kale tonight. So I brought a bunch of kale from our home, and then we also have a beautiful kale plant here. So I'm just going to give you a quick show. Kale is one of the easiest things to grow. So I want to show you how we harvest it. So it grows up, if you can see here from the middle. These are the new leaves, so obviously you don't want to take those little baby ones. But some of these bigger ones, and they do get, little nibbles by bugs and things, but that's actually okay. So I'm just going to gently kind of come under here and snap. Now it's been really hot, so it's not super crunchy. So I'll just pull some of these leaves. Now our plant at home had a lot more growth, and kale, like I said, is really easy to grow. So I recommend doing, several plants. As you see, we've got a couple up here. And then as we pull off these older leaves, these new leaves are gonna get more energy, so they'll start getting bigger. Whoop. This one's, looks like it turned. And the kale, the grilled kale is gonna, crisp up, so it doesn't have to be real pretty. So we're gonna go inside. Now what you wanna do when you're prepping kale, see it's got this rib on the back that gets kind of tough. So we're just gonna, once I go inside, I like to just pull that off. There's actually tools for it, but it's just easiest to just pull it. So go ahead, get this ready to be grilled, get our dressing ready, and it should go real quickly. All right, we'll see you inside. So I have washed the kale and I've been drying it kind of as I go. I just keep paper towels handy. As you can see, we're running out. And so I just kind of dab it to make sure we're getting out as much water as we can, because then it'll take the dressing better. So I just want to show you how I strip the kale. Just kind of grab the top, and curly kale, it might be a little different, but and then you're going to get some big chunks like that. So I just pull, and it's okay if a little bit of the rib is left. So we just take it, pull from the top, and it's just a really easy way of kind of getting that rib. Now, I used to cut them out, and that took a while. There's also tools where you can pull the kale through. Those are handy, but sometimes the simplest way is just the easiest way. So, pull through, and then you have your rib left, and then you don't get that tough piece in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of these, stripping the rest of these ribs out of the kale. I do want to show you real quick. So I prepared the dressing, which is just, I'll link the recipe in the notes, but it's just a couple tablespoons of squeezed lemons, fresh lemons. It is a couple of cloves of garlic. You could do, I think I did 3 cloves. A couple tablespoons of olive oil, and then some salt and pepper. And that is going to be our dressing. And then we'll put some Parmesan on top. So we'll go outside and get this kale grilled up real quickly here. Okay, so we've got the grill really hot, and we are going to get this kale grilling. So I like to, doesn't have to be fancy. Oh, we had a casualty there. So we've got a nice big grill here, and that will allow us to do a lot at once. And I just keep the flame pretty high so that it gets a nice char going. And I've got a pretty big pile of kale here because we've got 8 people eating. And I poured on a little bit of the olive oil and garlic. So you do that before grilling. All right, that's probably more than we needed this first, so we'll do 2 batches. So as you see, it's starting to get some char. So as they get charred on one side, I flip them over. I'm just trying to get a little bit. And if they look like they're getting done, I usually just pull them. And it's okay if some are a little more done and others a little less done. What I've learned with kale is that, at least in my family, some people like the crispier parts, other people like the not so crispy parts. So. Woo! And it helps to have a really nice, solid set of grilling tongs, so then keep your hands safe. All right, so I'm just grabbing the last couple pieces of kale off the grill here. And we are going to now go inside and finish dressing it, and we'll have our salad ready to go. Okay, so now we've got our grilled kale ready to go in the bowl. I whipped up a quick vinaigrette, and I will link the recipe for that. That'll be in the notes. Just to tell you, it's olive oil, lemon, squeezed lemon juice, fresh lemon, salt, pepper, garlic, and Dijon. And FYI, I plan on doing a video soon about easy homemade dressings. So we'll just pour that over the top. I'm not going to use all of it, just to see kind of how we are. We'll gently toss it because it is crispy at this point, so we don't want to break it up into tiny, tiny pieces. And ideally, I would use Parmesan, either grated or shaved Parmesan, but we ran out and we didn't want to go back to. So I just shredded up a little bit of cheddar, sharp cheddar. So not required if you're trying to cut back on your saturated fat. That's okay. And also a great addition to this to make it more of a meal would be some roasted chickpeas. So that would, if you were doing a lunch or wanted more of a vegetarian side. And then I've got just a little bit of sea salt on top, and then I would do pepper as well, but our pepper's right here broke. So that is our nice summery grilled kale salad. So thank you for watching At Home with the Dietitian, and be sure to like and subscribe.